All right, this is a long time coming. I've been talking about this for a while. I wanted to make a transition change to my microfiber package for quite some time. So if you're not interested in specs and information, this probably isn't the video for you. I'm not doing any demos or anything like that. I'm just gonna show you and talk you through what's going on in my head and what this package is going to entail. Part of the vision I had for Obsessed Garage from the beginning, maybe not the exact beginning, but as I started to realize what my value prop was, is that I'm going to create solutions for things, largely utilizing products that already exist, but then working with companies to develop new products and better products and improvements. And then once I get an entire product line set up, then we'll just make adjustments, make changes. And so I did version 1, then I called version 2.0. We're going to call this version 3.0. We've got a new cleaning agent or detergent, and we've got a bunch of new towels. A few I've hung around, but I'm making some changes based on my experience with the towels and what I've been doing in the garage. And so the idea here is that you can use any of these towels for anything, but I'm giving you a guideline or an idea of how I use them, and may make your life a little bit easier because maybe you don't have the ability to buy every single towel out there and play with them. So these are all Rag Company towels, so they're not anything outside of what you couldn't get anywhere else. I'm asking for you to honor the source if I'm the one who helped you figure it out. And we do pricing on these. It's somewhere around, like if you were to buy 25 or 50 at a time, you can buy just one at a time from me. So I get tier 1 pricing with Rag Company, so that helps us retail them for a little bit less. So let's jump into it. I probably won't have to refer to my notes, but I wrote all this down to figure out what this stuff costs. But I do have stuff written down here in case we need it. So let's go from left to right and talk you through what each towel is, why, where it comes from, and what we're going to use it for, so that you have a basic idea of what I'm going to use it for in my cabinet. So the first towel, this is the beater towel. So this would be your multi-purpose towel. This is what I use to clean the countertops with like a stainless steel cleaner. This is what I use to clean off the tires with Stoner's Terminator. These are the disposable towels. These sell for $1.90. This is a 16 by 24 inch. I'm sorry, 16 by 27 inch. These are Chinese towels. The Korean towels are a lot more expensive. They tend to be a little bit nicer, but the Korean towels aren't always necessary. And so some of these Chinese towels that the relationship with the manufacturers that Jeff from the Rag Company has is pretty fantastic. So sometimes it just makes sense. I like some of these Chinese towels I like better than the Korean towels for certain applications. So these have a single overlock stitch. They start in one corner and go all the way around. So they start on this corner and it goes all the way around in one stitch. A lot of cheaper towels, they'll stitch each side, and you'll have 4 separate groupings of stitching, which means you can have 4 points of failure where the things fall apart. So it's a single stitch. And then these new towels, if you have the old ones, these are what the Rag Company calls car wash towel. Again, I call it a multi-purpose towel. These new ones have a brushed feel, so it's softer. When you first get them, I think you want to wash them even more than before. It's always a good idea to wash the towels, and you also want to make sure of colors, that you don't wash them all together. You don't want to wash yellows with blues and stuff like that. I'm going to do a follow-up video to this and do an update on how I wash my towels. So we'll do an update video on that. I've done, I guess, 2 or 3 of those already at this point. So this, again, I'm using as a beater towel. They're $1.90 a piece. I have 20 of these in my cabinet. I have 20 of most of these in my cabinet. So what you're seeing here at OGHQ in my Sonic cabinet over here, this is the exact setup that I have. And at my house, in my Sabre cabinet, in my wash bay, this is the exact setup. I want to have a lot of excess towels because I don't want to be beholden to having to do laundry every single time I wash a car. I want to be able to just throw it in a pile and wash it whenever I feel like it. So the next towel has been a pretty significant change for me. I found that sometimes on certain paints that were softer and in some cases harder and more scratch prone, sometimes harder paints scratch easier when you're wiping them. I always prefer, when I'm removing polish, to use a really low pile, lower GSM towel. And so what I'd been using for several years now has been this towel in yellow, just this same towel, just in a yellow version. Well, I actually prefer, for polish removal, I found that I prefer a 16 by 16 because it doesn't bunch up quite as much. And then I'd want an even lower pile towel. These are 320 GSM, and so I've gone to this Edgeless 300, and it's also a 70-30 towel. So remember, microfiber towels are generally comprised of two components and two components only. Polyester, which is the cheap part, and polyamide, which is the expensive part. If you get really, really cheap towels, like a lot of I think the Costco towels are 80-20, but some of the cheaper towels you get at Walmart and places like that are 90-10s. 90% polyester, 10% polyamide. I think there's even some towels that are 100% polyester, which means they absorb nothing. Polyester doesn't absorb. Polyamide is the absorbent part. And so generally speaking, the 70-30 towels don't necessarily feel softer to the touch, but they do absorb more and they tend to grab and hold on to more, which at times can be a disadvantage. You know, in my beater towel, I actually like the 80-20 because I don't want it to hold on to stuff. I want to just clean up the crap that I have on the countertop or something like that. So I love these towels because they have a higher pile, low pile, and then a lower pile, low pile. But I do find, and I have found, that many times I'd end up grabbing my pluffles to remove polish because these are quite a bit plusher. And so just depending on the paint, sometimes I found that I needed a plusher towel. So I've decided, even though this is a significant cost in the package, of course we're going to show you the package and you could separate it out however you want, buy these a la carte. It doesn't save you or cost you anything to do a package versus just building an a la carte. But I'm also including a plusher towel for polish removals, and that's why I made them both yellow. This is a 350 GSM Korean towel. This is a 300 GSM Chinese towel. Both are 70-30, but they have a different edge. This is a ultrasonic cut edge, so what they do is they have this sound machine that slices it. This one, I think because it's thicker, the Eagle towels are knife cut, so they cut it with a knife, and then I think they throw it in like a tumble type dryer to get off all the extra stuff. And so these I'm using for the times when I have a really soft paint that I'm finding that I'm scratching more, or the towel making toweling marks from the low pile. So I'm finding, like I did the Tesla here, didn't really matter. Both towels worked fine, but I found that sometimes I just felt like grabbing this, and other times I felt like grabbing this towel. So I think that's an improvement over the 80-20 Chinese towel, and moving to both 70-30s, and then I think it makes sense to make them both in yellow since I don't know, I've just become accustomed to my polish removal towel is yellow, but having the combination of the two is a luxury. If I had to choose one, I would probably choose the low pile, but if you can swing it, you want 20 of each of these in your stack. The one towel I find that I'd run out of at times if I'm doing like a multi-step would be I'd run out of these, the yellow towels, and I'd have to go grab some more from the warehouse next door. But now you should never have to do that. If you bought 20 of each of these, you would have more than enough to do any car or truck that you're doing. So that's multi-purpose, polish removal. And then I made a change. I love this towel. This is what they call their Creature. I had the blue one, and this used to be my drying aid towel until we'll talk about that in a minute. But this is a 420 GSM. I think these are 420s. 420 GSM. These are Chinese towels. They feel, I think, like a Korean towel. I love the dual pile. So it's not a double sewn towel. I don't like the real heavy plush, like the 5, 6, 7, 800 GSM Eagles from Rag Company. I like the 350 much better. Just don't feel the need. I feel like the big, heavy type. These are called a circular knit weave towel. That's what the Eagles are. Where this is a split, this is a split microfiber. The circular knits I find push liquids around too much. And same thing I found with these is they tend to push liquids around too much. This tends to hold on to drying aids sooner, which we may be able to fix with the new detergent that they offer, but I found myself using these to dry less and less because they tend to hold on to your drying aid and then get hydrophobic much sooner, and I found myself pushing water around. But for wax removal, I wanted to keep this towel in my cabinet for, for something. I'm calling this my wax or sealant removal towel, and I do love the fact that you have the plush side and you have the regular side, so you can kind of flip depending on what you need. I'm sure we'll use this for other reasons. The methodology here was my gray towels were for, so yellow towels were for polish removal, gray towels were for wax, sealant, and coating removal. That's just, I got lucky that they made a gray one and a yellow one and the one that I wanted. But again, I wanted to keep this in. What I was using before was a red version of this towel, and I wanted to upgrade that. And so I think this is a good towel for that application, for removing waxes, sealants, things like that. Then for coating removal, this is a pretty significant upgrade. This is an edgeless pearl coating removal, Chinese towel. This is ultrasonic cut, much like the other edgeless towels. They do make pearls in green and purple, but those have an edge. And when I'm removing a coating, I don't want an edge on my towel if I can help it. And so these, I used these on the Tesla for the first time. They're a big improvement over I was using the edgeless 245s, the really cheap towels. So these are about, I think we're selling these for $1.40, where we were selling the other ones, I think, for 90 cents. So it's it's a 50-cent difference, pretty significant cost difference. But I figure you're spending $100 a bottle on your coating, and you're spending all that time polishing to spend $10 on some towels. I do throw these away after the fact, but I did use 2 less than I was using before. So I only used 6 towels to do 2 towels for the entire CSL removal, 4 towels for 2 for 1 layer of XO and 2 more for another layer of XO. And these are fantastic, super soft. I don't know why, I like a really, really low pile towel when I'm removing a coating. Some people like plush. Again, I just feel like plush towels push stuff around, whereas the lower pile stuff tends to absorb a little quicker. And these are a 70-30 towel as well. Pretty much all the towels, with the exception of a couple, are now 70-30s. And this is an old staple, 400 GSM. These are 16 by 24 sized. I like these better than the 16 by 16 version. By the way, these were all 16 by 16 with the exception of that, which was 16 by 27. This is a micro suede edge, waffle weave. I think the best glass cleaning towel on the planet. I don't like those really tight weave, pearl weave type towels. They tend to grab too much, and like I hand leaves the towel and the towel stays behind because they're just too aggressive. So I like a waffle weave for the glass. I like this size. Whether it has the micro suede edge or not doesn't really matter to me, but they have to terminate the waffle weave somehow. But these are, even though they're a 400 GSM towel, they're pretty thin and not super plush. It's just, I'm telling you, they're freaking great for glass. Glass, I also remove a glass coating with these, or glass sealant with these as well. Freaking awesome. So I love the waffle weave towels. You could use these for removing bugs or whatever the heck you want to do, but old staple, 20 of these in the cabinet. I think they're fantastic. So now these, I just needed a navy blue towel in my life, and so I moved the interior from doing green and going to a 16 by 16, going to 70-30 a bit more absorbent than the green towels that I've been using on the interior forever. But these are an edgeless, this is a 365 GSM ultrasonic cut edgeless towel, Chinese towel. You want to make sure you wash these first. These are brushed as well, so they are quite a bit softer. They're a little bit shinier when they're brand new, so throw them in the washer. I'd throw these in with the glass cleaning towels. But these are what I'm using, P&S Interior Cleaner on the interior, and just a little bit higher quality towel. I think these are like $250 or $260 versus the $1.90 towels. We were using the 80/20 Chinese towels before, so we're just using a 70/30 instead for the interior. Waterless wash, and you'll find all kinds of use for these. I love these towels. These are, what are these, waterless wash. These are 490 GSM, so pretty hefty towel, pretty thick pile, micro suede or butter smooth micro suede edge. They have one termination point, usually somewhere in the middle. But these are a waffle weave and a, what do they call these? These are a circular knit, so same knit as this, but with this sort of waffle weaveness to it. You can see the waffle weave pattern inside of the towel. These are super, super soft. And just because it feels softer because of the circular knit doesn't mean it's actually softer, you know, scientifically or physically than a low pile towel. And these are right at the limit of how much heft I want. But these I'll use for waterless washing. If you are going to use a detail spray, I'll use this, or rinseless washing. So I'll throw these in a bucket and use this with O&R or something like that. And then, you know, just anytime I need something soft, again, I was using these to remove polish a lot, but I didn't want to cross-contaminate, even though most of the time polish comes out of the towel. I wanted to stop using these, and that's why I went with a 350 GSM for polish removal on the Eagle 350. These are freaking awesome. If you're gonna buy one towel, I'd buy these. You know, this is probably my favorite towel. Then drying. So drying is one of the biggest changes and also one of the biggest expense changes to these. So our polishing just got like 3 times more expensive because we're doing Korean and 70/30 towels, and we doubled, so we have 2 towels instead of 1. So we went to $5 towel and 2 something towel versus a $1.90 towel, so you can see a huge expense. The wax removal also went up because we did this is a 70/30 towel from a 80/20 towel. This went up because we went from again an 80/20 to a 70/30. This stayed the same. This went up because we went to a 70/30 towel. This stayed the same. These stayed the same. But I've added another drying towel into the mix. So the combination that I've really fallen in love with, and I'm using a lot less towels when drying, is I'll use generally 1, maybe 2 of these are a twist loop, so this is what a rag company calls FTW. I don't love generally the big heavy twist loop for my final wipe. These are a 550 GSM towel. It's a single ply towel, so it's not a double sewn towel like these are. But what I found is that the brushed, so this is a shaved, sorry, not brushed, shaved twist loop, which makes it, it makes it feel softer. And so I'm taking a 15 by 25, I think these are, 15 by 24 inch towel with the micro suede edge, and a 16 by 16 FTW towel. And so this is my combo. So I'm doing the bulk. So I sprayed Bead Maker on, doing the bulk drying with this towel. Now these are just basically 2 towels sewn together is the way that these work. So there's basically 2 of these towels. They then go and shave some of this, and that's where you get this type of towel, which has become pretty popular. But this sucks up water because of the twist loop. It's still a twist loop type. The loops, so it's still this kind of, these are still split microfiber towels, but they loop them and I guess sew them a little bit differently. But these type of towels tend to be extremely absorbent. They don't feel as soft, and so when they shave it, it gives you that sort of soft perception, and these don't push water around, they soak up water. And so the concept here is that I'm going to, you know, spray bead maker on, and I just blew off my car after I'm done with the Ego blower, and then I'm gonna do my initial wipes with the big gauntlet towel, they call it. So we're gonna call this our large or plush drying aid towel, and then I'll follow up with my lower pile towel. It's just a freaking awesome combination. I'm telling you, it's great. And so I'm putting in the ultimate package. We're doing 20 of these, and then 12 of these, which is all of these numbers are complete overkill. But this is what I have in my cabinet, and so I'm creating a package to show you, what I have. And then they also make this in a 12 by 12 towel, which is fantastic for wheels. And I only use one of these, wheels and tires. You know, you get the little pee-pee dribble pile at the bottom of the wheel, you know, that you can't get off, that doesn't blow off. Well, this will absorb it. The towel I was using before was a Spectrum, which was basically this towel with an edge on it. And these just don't suck up water as much as the twist loop types. And so you're going to beat these up. They're going to get ugly and dirty. And this is a really expensive. This is like a $5 towel in 12 by 12. But you don't need as many of them. So I have 12 of each of these instead of 20 in my cabinet. Again, that's just out of laziness for not wanting to wash them as much. And then the final towel, which is an option in our packages, is to do the big 30 by 36. But I like having a big towel in the cabinet for who knows what. But you know, this replaces the big Waffle weave drying towel that I was using before. It's never a bad thing to have these laying around. Super soft, super plush. A little bit heavier than I like. These are 900 GSM. All three of these are 900 GSM towels because they're basically two 450 GSM towels sewn together. So it's a lot heavier than I normally like. These aren't quite as manageable when you're using them because they're big and heavy. But I have grown to like the idea of this because it's a twist loop and it just absorbs water extremely well. So the way we're setting up our packages, so it's going to coincide, it's going to sound a bit odd, but we're going to make this uniform across the whole website. It's going to take us a year or so to get through. But like our pressure washer packages are called Ultimate, which would be OG spec, Ultimate, Advanced, and Basic. So Ultimate, Advanced, and Basic. So the way we're setting this up, the Ultimate kit would be 20 of each of these, 12, and then an option to add 6 of the big bulk drying towels. So that's what I have in my cabinet. 20, 20, 20, 20, 12, 6. That's what I have set up in the cabinet over there and the cabinet in my house. It's like $900 or something like that. It's an insane amount of money. Versus before, I think it was like $700. So it's gone up a couple $100 because we've added a 13th towel and then added some pricier Korean and 70/30 towels as well. You can buy as many as you want or as little as you want. You can piece it together. We'll have it all set up so you can buy these individually. Then the advanced package would be what we used to call complete. The advanced package will have 10 of each of these, 6, and then 3. So just half of the ultimate. And then the starter, which is what we used to call it, which now we're calling basic, was 5 of each of these, 3 of these, and 1 of those is how the package set up. Then the newest addition, which is probably the most important part of this whole thing, is the addition of the new, I've been testing this out. I had a prototype bottle that Jeff sent me months and months ago. I've been testing it out. This is a P&S made or blended product under the rag company P&S name, so co-branded name, and part of the Rennie Doyle double black line. But this is the new microfiber detergent. We'll go through washing when I make a washing video here. but you don't want to wash these towels with other towels. And especially when they're new, you want to do light colors, just like anything that might bleed. And you don't want to wash it with any kind of fabric softeners or bleaches or anything like that. The only thing you could do is put some vinegar in, which you won't need with any of this stuff. So Micro Restore has been out for, I don't know how long, it's been 20 years, 15 years, something like that. And so that product really doesn't do as well with removing the modern, silicon dioxide and drying aids and things like that. And a lot of the waxes and sealants and polishes are water-based, will come out with no problem with Micro Restore. But you'll find, especially these towels, will become hydrophobic after a dozen or so uses from doing bead maker, Carpro ECH2O or Reload or something like that. And so this product is specifically formulated and designed to attack and remove a lot of the modern, spray, water delivered silicon dioxide based stuff. And so you're going to do the same thing. I think we're still doing 2 ounces in a large load, so somewhere between 1 and 2 ounces. I still wash on cold, but I'm transitioning to the Rags to Riches product. This, if you're buying like the ultimate package, you get 1 of each. If you're buying the advanced package, you're getting 1 of each, a gallon, and you're going to refill this. And then if you buy the basic package, you get just the one 16 ounce. But I think this is $32 a gallon and $16.95 for the quart. But this stuff is awesome. I'll show you how to do this. And this is also, they've also tested, because I know most of you have a high efficiency washer. I'd urge you to pump that thing in the trash as quickly as possible if you can, and get yourself a Speed Queen. Get the old, I think it's a TC5 is the original Speed Queen, but that's what I have at my house that uses regular amounts of water in a traditional type of washer and dryer. So that's the new Microfiber 3.0. So just recapping, all-purpose towel. These are $1.90. Polish removal soft or plush is $4.10, $1. These are $1 a piece for the polish removal. Low pile, $2.65 for the wax sealant removal, $1.50 for the coating removal towels. Glass cleaning is $5.15. Interior $1.45. Waterless wash $4.40. Drying aid low pile $5.35. Drying aid high pile $8.95. These are expensive. $4.95 for the wheel and tire towel, and $22.50 for the big one. And so we're looking at $900, $475, and $218 or $219. So I'd say $220 for the ultimate everything, advanced and basic. So it's getting pretty pricey. Again, none of the prices have gone up on any of the towels. These are the same. These are the same. These are the same. It's just that the towels I chose. So again, we added a 13th towel. We had 12 before, and I think we had 12 before. So we added a 13th, and also that transition to Korean towels. So anyway, Microfiber 3.0. I know I've been talking about this for a long time. Those of you that care, and those of you that don't, I wish you would. But yeah, know that you don't have to use these towels specifically for what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, if you have this combination of towels, you can accomplish anything that you're going to need towels for. So thanks for watching, and thanks for the support. Go to obsessedgarage.com and you can get all this stuff. Appreciate you helping me out. Catch you soon.